What's going on, everybody? This is David Mitchell here, and welcome back to Fan of Train, episode 91. And yep, we're doing DMUs again. The DMUs are the way of the future. I was thinking about that all day. The way of the future, DMUs, if y'all know what I mean. But yeah. But it's been a crazy month for exactly. I'll be honest, month was crazy for the railroading community. It's on the railroad news. I'm not gonna lie. August like a beast. So yeah. But let's go Brightline. Vela right in front of it, by the way. She is Vela sleeping for y'all who don't know. Alright. We'll get him on in a few minutes. Hold on, please. Hold on there, please. Alright, that Brightline. He just told me to hold on. Let me try to call him. But yeah. Let's see who's going to join me. Ah, there you are, Brightline. You doing good, bud? 1 minute.
Hello.
Hey, you doing good?
I'm doing fine, thank you very much.
Well, that hurricane kind of delayed the opening of Brightline. You heard about that?
Yeah, I've heard about that hurricane. Its name is Idalia. That actually crossed over the south. That crossed over the states of Florida, Georgia,
and
South Carolina.
Where I live.
Yeah. Did it cause too many damages though?
People died in Florida. It was like Category 3 to Category 4 when it hit Florida.
Gosh.
But it
sucks.
It made it to a high end in tropical storm to low in Category 1. Same thing at Irma. But that reason why Brightline have delayed their grand opening of their Orlando station, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I believe. That sucks, man. That really sucks.
I know, but
still, they have to make some certification.
I know, but it should be sometime this month that they're opening.
I've actually watched Alan Fisher recently. One of his recent videos. I don't remember which one it is, but it's about the stations that are in between highways.
I know the station, in between highway team. That I have to agree with Alan Fisher on.
Yeah, true.
Because
that sucks, man.
I know what thing is that, to be honest, and what I'll be honest about is that interstates, like, if you're building a train station in a rail line right in the middle of the interstate, then you're a complete idiot,
I mean, if you're going to make a right of way in between an interstate, that could actually help. But a station, really?
I know.
It's stupid.
That scene that boggled my mind because of how effing stupid it is.
Yeah, I've actually saw those train stations. They were trying to make in the Dominican Republic, they're trying to make these types of train stations, and I'm like, there's no way they're going to implement the railroads in the center of a highway.
I know, and seeing that it is like Alan Fitter got a point that you need to put your state in the middle of a neighborhood and town, like center. He right about that.
Yeah, he's actually right.
Mm-hmm. Like there is a lot that he is right about, but there are also some stuff that we both can agree with him about. Am I right?
Yeah, right. So I was actually watching Pansy Fan about the REM, a route between some branch line over there in Montreal. I don't remember the name.
Mm-hmm. The REM is what it called.
Yeah, the REM. Yeah. Pansy Fan also made a video about the Pansy Fan periodical. I just watched it a couple of days ago.
I know, I did too. Like, that video was pretty in-depth. And he brought up a lot of good points, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The problem is with that, system, they kind of screwed over the main line, you know?
I see.
Like that one line that they built, they kind of screwed it into going into Union Station.
Oh, North America always screw things up.
And then they did want to kneel to, suburban development and car-centric idiots.
Well, speaking of screwing things up, California is embracing China right now.
Oh, with the subway cars.
No, not with the subway cars. With commerce in general, made in China. Seriously.
Ugh. To be honest, not even though my wife had Filipino pop, it might be older Chinese. Still trying to figure that one out. She's trying to, but to be honest, China have been trying to spread their influence in California for a long time.
Yeah, since the governorship of Jerry Brown.
I know. And I'll be honest. Oh, sorry, you can say what you were going to say.
I mean, there are some states out there like Georgia, who actually opens up their hands to China. And Washington is like, here in Washington, D.C., they're like, we cannot compete. We cannot open business with China. It's a devil. It's like a Trojan. China's like a Trojan horse.
I know. Well, a lot of people in California are getting sick and tired of it. Like, give it only a matter of time before someone, get in who, want to fix California and make California great again. Give it only a matter of time. We're probably going to see that happen in our lifetime. So,
yeah, we could see that happening. I wish the state flips from blue to red. I want to see the Republicans take care of that state to see how they're going. Although I don't trust the Republicans despite.
I know, but hopefully something interesting happen next year,
Yeah, true. We do not want Gavin Newsom out there or any other political party, like no one from the Democrats. Because let's be real here. The state has been Democratic for a long time. They have full control of the legislature in California. So it's kind of interesting to see the political development there.
Yeah, like we use California as an example of when you let one side fully take over a state,
Yeah, true.
And well, people there are getting sick and tired, A lot of people are moving from California,
Yeah. I mean, look at it right now. There's a high crime rate there than in any other state in the United States.
Like, in things that I'm probably going to say about it, that probably in a decade or now, once California high-speed rail gets completed, we're probably going to see it flip from blue to red, you know, because let's be honest, everybody in California is sick and tired of the blue. Am I right?
I'm absolutely right. But if California votes red, I don't think it's going to happen in this decade. It's going to take a long time.
I know. Next generation, because the next generation is pissed off all black. The generation right now is pissed off enough to the point where they're tired of the blue, you know?
Yeah, true. I mean, like, look at the blue. I mean, once 10 years ago, they were the party of progress. They were the party of worker unions. Now, 10 years later, they're the party of, I don't know what party they are.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of that, did you see that video of the protester in Utah?
Oh, yeah.
Of the cop.
The protesters that were in the middle of the road, right?
Yep, and where the cop ran right through them, and then, you know...
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
To be honest, they had it coming to them.
I mean, who the heck would actually protest in the middle of the road? That's actually a hazard for...
And here, funny thing, they were protesting on Native American land.
Seriously.
And the cop who arrested them, the cop who ran right through the trailers and, you know, tackled and arrested them, was Native American. Like, so you can tell that this Native American cop would not having that shit today.
I know. I mean, if I were in that traffic jam, I would be pissed off.
Heck, well, it is that every time cops do that, they either get, you know, lose your job or probably get thrown in jail. We need more cops like that, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'm tired of entitled people right now because they actually ruin the fun for everyone. Like, they kill the vibe.
Mm-hmm. And let's not forget that we have, you know, bad parents who don't accept that their kids are bad, who said, that cop killed my kid! That cop literally paralyzed my kid! When your kid committed a crime, you know?
Yeah.
True. Like, you remember what happened in Kenosha, Wisconsin?
Yeah, I know what happened. And listen, in California, there are lots of kids who are like that. They're like, every time there's no shop in California is actually safe from robbery.
Heck, cop can't even do anything over there because of how bad it is.
I mean, like, the cops actually arrest you, and then they free that person at the very same day. I mean, really, California? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
Hopefully when California high-speed rail, you know, get it, you know, open up, hopefully that can change everything.
Yeah, true.
You know?
True. During this decade, I'm not going to set a foot in California until they fix the crime problem.
Seriously. And also fix their transit problem and stop trying to build one more lane road for the car. Oh,
and speaking of which, there's some nippies who think that crime is actually skyrocketed because of the transit.
Alright.
Seriously.
Alright, they need to look at themselves in the mirror. They need to look at themselves in the mirror and realize it's their fault. You want to know why? Suburbia breed psychopath. Suburbia breed criminals. You know? Like, I'm just going to bring it up. Every mass shooter from the last 2 decades came from suburbia.
Seriously, man.
Like, if you look up where most of these, mass shooters live, most of them have lived in suburban developments. You know?
I see.
Am I right?
You're absolutely right, though, because I mean, who would actually do such a thing, like causing mass shootings? There is a lot of factors involved into that, but suburbia is actually one of them.
And car infrastructure.
We got mental illness, car infrastructure, and then
The suburban hellhole.
And then the mainstream media, who actually, let's say, who actually advertise this behavior.
I know.
I mean, they mentioned the shooter's name, the shooter's weapon, the shooter. What day was he at? And somebody with bad intentions might just do the same thing that the previous shooter did.
You know what, funny, Gina? Some of these shooter, the guns that they have are not the actual type of gun they say on the news. It's a different type every time.
Exactly.
It's the media lying, trying to go after our right to bear arms.
It's like the same format every time, but with a different type of gun.
I know.
I mean, there is some people that want to ban guns for this reason, but hey, guns don't shoot themselves, you know.
And here, Jane, it's not the guns that are a problem. Because, let me be honest, if you take the guns, people will still find a way to kill each other. Look at the United Kingdom. Jesus.
Or even yet, or worse yet, they could actually make a homemade gun if they want to.
Mm-hmm. Like, did the
you know what happened with?
Oops, sorry.
You know what happened with Shinzo Abe? Because Japan doesn't have any. You cannot own a gun in Japan.
You actually can. You can, but there are certain criteria you got to have. You can be as a civilian and own a gun in Japan. It's just that you got to go through background checks. There are certain guns that you're allowed to have, certain you're not allowed to keep.
I see. But somebody actually made a gun that a homemade. It was somebody assassinated Shinzo Abe from a homemade gun. They used a homemade gun for that.
I know. And
I mean, if they have similar gun bans in place, if the U.S. has similar in place, that's not going to stop bad people from having guns.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Then, and then I'm going to bring up the other thing. Even if you manage to ban every gun in the United States, you're going to have mass stabbings. Like, seriously. You're going to have people instead carrying knives, machetes, just dicing up people left and right. And
yeah, absolutely true.
Like, look at the United Kingdom. Like, the United Kingdom is an example of what happened when you have too many restrictions against guns. Heck, it's bad in Japan, too, with stabbings, you know?
Yeah, in China, they have a knife. They actually have a massive stabbing event, or something, like a stabbing crisis.
Mm-hmm.
How can I mention? Like a mass stabbing crisis in China. So I guess the United States and China have their own problems.
Now, here my option to fix the problem. First, get rid of suburbia. Second, get people the mental health. Third, and the thing that might be controversy, a rating system. You know what a rating system is?
Like a system that you can rate your
people,
every single civilian?
No. For people who want to buy guns. Like, you can rate their mental ability, like if they have ill intentions or not.
Like a mental stability, like a mental stability check.
Bingo.
All right.
Do you agree?
I understand.
You agree with me on that or no?
Yeah, I actually agree on that because background checks is not enough, man.
Like here,
everyone can actually.
Like here, Gene, system will be level 1 to level 4. You have 4 tiers. You can actually have a mental disability but own a gun, but you gotta go through the testing before you're able to get your gun license. And with that gun license, and Gene, level 1, you are able to be competent enough to have a gun and not do harm for anybody else or commit a crime. Level 2, you actually have a past record of crime, but you have change, but you will have to get checked every 5 to 6 months with your guns in check, meaning you'll have a monitor for next 5 to 10 years. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Level 3, you are restricted to certain guns. And you have to have someone with a gun license with you and to order to have you or a driver permit. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Level 4 is a complete ban. You're not allowed to be near guns. You cannot have guns. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I absolutely know what you mean.
Like my system actually might work, you know?
Yeah, true.
And if people
right,
if people want to buy a gun, they would have to go through this system. Like, and thing is, we don't segregate people who have mental disability where they can't protect themselves. They would have to go through the thing, and even there is going to be a mental evaluation to see past experience of suicide. If they have tried committed suicide in the last 5 years, then that would be a level 2 or level 3. But if it's more than a decade ago, they're good. Like, this didn't actually work, you know? And then, like, and thing is, it will be real stringent and make it sure the right people are able to. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. So, let's start talking about trains, shall we?
Yep. I had to get that off my chest, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, man. I had to get some things off my chest. So, all right. What's going on with... I've heard about Union Pacific, though. What's going on over there?
Well, Hillary Clinton really did a number on some of their lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hillary.
Plus...
that's been...
I'm sorry, you could say...
That's been a few weeks ago, so...
And also, the NTSB is trying to deny them the one-man crew team because they're still trying to go with that.
The FRA had made a hearing about that.
I know. But Union Pacific
they say that they're against it. But Union Pacific did not listen to them and like, okay, let's do it.
Because they're trying to do a loophole by putting the conductors, the people who, have to walk the train, check if it coupled up, check if air brakes are hooked up and everything. Then they're trying to get them to drive a truck while following the train.
I mean, who in the right mind? It's okay. Someone from Union Pacific needs to slap the face whoever come up with that.
And Union Pacific is trying to get it in. Look, I know what it is. It's one-man crew tactic. Like, it doesn't take effing rocket science. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Someone has to slap the brain of someone who actually came up with this idea to put a conductor inside a truck.
I know. Also, I'm following a new YouTuber called Crazy Train. A transit person who lives in California.
I see.
he pretty good on what he does. He got a lot of good points. But
Yeah.
I'll be honest. What I'll be honest about. If we want to fix our nation rail system, we're going to have to focus on, bringing commuter rail to some of the mid-sized cities, like cities that are above 100,000, like commuter trains. You know what I mean?
Oh, speaking of which, I've actually watched a video about the Gulf high-speed rail system.
Mm.
Well, that's actually a proposal, I believe.
It is a proposal.
Lucid Productions. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, get what type of locomotive that they did start testing on my line.
Which one?
The Siemens, the
Siemens Charger.
Yep.
Which type it is? Is it an SCB 40 or an ALC 42?
LC 42.
Oh.
The long distant ones.
I see.
And
Amtrak should actually order those SCB 40s, man.
Funny thing is, they started testing on the day of my birthday.
I see. I've heard about that.
So that's kind of ironic that a lot of stuff happened on my birthday, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Speaking of your birthday, I have a friend who has the birthday on the same date as you.
Ooh.
Her name is Nicole. She actually was. We used to go to the same school together. Right now, she's in a different university, I believe.
Oh, how old is she?
I believe 18 or 19 years old.
Oh.
I don't remember.
Because if she was the same age as me, I would have made a twin joke.
Yeah, true.
Like, literally, if anybody have the same age as me, were born on the same day, I will use a twin joke no matter what.
Yeah. And by the way, my crush actually became 20 last month.
Oh. That's cool.
She's now 20. I'm like, welcome to the 20s. I'm 23 and she's 20. It's a 3-year difference.
Heck, me and Val are 3 years older than me.
Wow.
Like, I'm going to bring it up, Brett. I prefer older girls over younger ones. And
you see.
Oh, can you say what you were going to say?
No, continue. You said you prefer older ones than younger ones.
Yep.
Like, I'm the opposite. I'm pretty the opposite.
Well, like my drop-off point is anybody under 21, it a no-go for me. And it will say cap to about that. Like, if they're 3 to 4 years younger than me, that's fine, but no more than that, you know?
I see.
And, sorry, I prefer, and if I'm dating anybody older, it's about 10 years older than me, you know?
I see. My limit goes from 20 years above.
Mm-hmm.
If I can actually date someone the same age as me, or like from 23 below to 20. Yeah, to the 20 age limit, 20-year limit.
Like, in here, Gene, I prefer to date people older than me because they're more mature and they are not going to try to F around. If you know what I mean.
Makes sense. I understand.
Because the younger generation done showed how immature they are.
Oh, gosh. Tell me about it.
Like, oh, I forgot to show you the YouTuber Roma Army when I was talking about that. I need to send you a link to her YouTube channel later on.
All right.
because it'll blow your
Speaking of
mind.
which,
But
speaking of which, I've actually sent Tobio. Imagine if we had those hotel capsules in the United States. I was actually watching a video from Japan, and those hotel capsules are kind of rare, though. They're kind of common in Japan, but not in the United States.
True. But to be honest, I prefer comfortability over tightness, you know?
I see. I mean, in Japan, they're like capsules, like capsules of like hotel capsules. In the United States, I mean, we need in the United States an American guy can actually complain. Where's the space?
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine the Americans complaining about that.
I know. I don't complain about it because I know how lucky we are. But also, I will bring up the white picket fence. You know, the yard with a white picket fence is BS. You know? Bullcrap.
Oh, yeah. Haven't you heard of Remy's new song? Well, it's not a new song. It was just a song about Remy. Well, Remy just sang a song about my cold dead hands. It's actually a parody, I believe.
Probably
it was all Remy from the Reason channel, from the Libertarian channel.
Like, it's crazy. But yeah. But I prefer mixed-use development, transit, and walkability and bikeability. Like,
yeah, true.
Like, am I right?
I'm appalled by most Americans actually oppose new construction nearby their homes.
I know, and no, within the bright line, you're going to, it makes sense. Like, if it evolved train, walkability, or mixed-use development, people are dead against it. But when it comes to an 8-lane interstate or adding 2 more lanes, they approve it and demolish schools, businesses, and, you know, people housing just for an extra lane, you know?
I mean, yeah.
So
I've actually heard that Kansas.
it's Texas.
What the exit? In Oklahoma, in the state of Oklahoma, Oklahoma City just eliminated one of the entrances of I-40. Can you believe that?
I know, and you know, Kansas out we talking about bringing commuter rail back.
I see.
That right there, a big thing. Like, here what I propose for them. For some of your lighter use track or like scene, you DMUs. For some of your heavier use line use like commuter train sets like you see in California. Like, you know, Metrolink and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and for your less used ones, I think they could actually go for light rail.
Like, you know, like light rail. You're right, but yeah.
But if they don't actually afford to pay for a train, I think a tram could actually work better.
Hey, well, Kansas, like Oklahoma City, already does have a light rail system.
I see.
And it's not even a decade old yet.
Interesting.
And next step is probably going to be because they're talking about a commuter rail system.
I see. So, what's going on with CSX?
Oof. Well, CSX been having a little problems lately with, you know, because of the hurricane a couple days ago, you know?
I see. The hurricane actually destroyed all chances of... I was looking forward for Brightline to open on September the 1st. And then anything's up for us.
I know. I'm surprised. Well, I'm sorry, you could say something.
I'm still looking forward for Brightline to open that Orlando station.
I know. Demetria need to do a video. And speaking of that, do you follow Demetria on Facebook?
Yeah, I do actually have his. He's actually a friend there on Facebook, so I do follow him, and the American Rail Club on Facebook too as well.
We both need to message him on Messenger. You know, that we need to do.
Because that's odd because I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him online though. I mean, recently I've been on Facebook for quite some time, and I haven't seen him online yet.
But let me bring it up. Like, we need to improve, like, bringing commuter rails to the U.S. Like, my point is that more commuter rail systems in the U.S. are good. Heck, good news is that they're finally extending, Sunrail in Florida. And
that's good. I've heard about that from the Roman Rail fan.
Sunrail not even 15 years old yet. Technically, they're not even 10 years old yet. They will be turning 10 next year.
I see.
Like, they started up in 2014.
Yeah, that's good for them. And by the way, Sunrail has developed their stations nicely, better than their southern counterpart in South Florida.
I know. That's it's so funny that.
I think Tri-Rail should actually get into this TOD game as well. But hey, they're near the interstate, so I don't think that they're not going to work for them.
Now, here a plan that I proposed to Tri-Rail, like I did in Oklahoma City, that I think would be a good idea for them too. The DMUs. DMUs would be good for some of their land. Hell, take them down the line that need to be rebuilt and reopened,
Yeah, they're actually, I think they're, well, the DMUs, they actually sold some DMUs away to a rail car corporation that actually refurbishes them.
To be honest, I am real interested in what's going to happen to those Tri-Rail cars, Yeah,
it's going to be pretty interesting.
More than likely, they're probably going to be used on a, small commuter operation, like a startup, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that could be, I could see that. But Tri-Rail is going to buy some new equipment, so
I know.
That is something to look forward to. Also, they're going to start service to Miami Central in 2023, in late 2023, maybe in November or October.
That's going to bring a big boom for them,
Yeah, that's not only gonna benefit Tri-Rail, but for Brightline too.
I know. All right, Brightline, hear me out. I'm already pitching to next 20 years. If Florida don't go underwater, that Tri-Rail probably going to have more rail lines that it operate on than Metra.
Listen, I doubt Florida is going to go underwater for the next 20 years. I doubt it. Because, listen, when I was, I remember when I was 10 years old, or I was 11. Well, I was 11 years old at the time. Some experts say that in 2020, Florida was going to be underwater.
And it never happened.
10 years, and it never happened. And I'm like, if they say in 10 years, Florida's going to be underwater, At first, I was like worried that the entire thing was going underwater. Florida was going
I
underwater.
know. I'm brought up the underwater Jane as a joke, if you know what I mean.
I know.
But
I don't believe that Florida would be going underwater soon. So
I know. But let's get talking about Tri-Rail. What thing is that if Tri-Rail get it act together and trade cards get right, it'll probably be bigger than Metro.
Yeah, true.
Like, just think about how long and big Miami is. Tri-Rail can play that card and really fuck over, Metro, and do better and make Metro look like they're obsolete and that they need to improve with like every other commuter rail system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's something actually blocking them for doing so.
NIMBYs.
And it's electrification. Florida is prone to hurricanes, and if you see hurricane, for example, like Hurricane Idalia tearing up electrification units or the catenary systems across Florida, that's gonna be worth billions and billions in damages.
I know now. They could go with hydrogen.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Because hear me out. Hydrogen is looking more promising than battery locomotives. Like, and it's saying like hydrogen, I think it might be the future over diesel when it comes to freight trains. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Now, there is a place for battery operated locomotives, like maybe yard and branch line duties. That where I can see where they could do good,
I see.
But for, like commuter operations, racing, you would have to get lucky and get a good locomotive that a battery built right to do that. And that's probably going to be almost impossible. Am I right?
Right. After hydrogen, what might come next? I'm looking forward to see railroad technology. I mean, look how far railroad technology has
gone in the last 200 years.
Yeah, true.
Like,
first we went from horse-drawn to steam locomotive to diesel locomotive to electric locomotives and now to hydrogen locomotives.
I know. And BNSF for hydrogen locomotive, get where it ended up right now.
Where is it?
The Oklahoma Railway Museum. You remember that little test hydrogen locomotive that they tested back 10 years ago?
Yeah.
They still had it. And they donated it because they recognized it as, important and milestone in history. So everybody thought that one hydrogen test locomotive that was built back in 2012 and 2013 that they tested, everybody thought after they got done and if it fell, it was going to get scrapped, However, BNSF, even though I still have beef with BNSF for the stupid shit that they do, they decided to hold on to the locomotive which was smart because it's important for history. That locomotive is now in a museum.
I remember that's actually Tom's Thumb theory right there. You remember Tom Thumb, the first ever locomotive to be ever put in place in the United States.
Yeah.
You heard of Tom Thumb? It's actually the first locomotive. I think the BNO had actually tested that first locomotive, and I believe it's in a museum somewhere.
If I'm right, it probably have. Need to look it up later on, but it did crazy when you did think about everything. Now, here, Jane, and this is what I'll be on it about like with Florida, finally get train from Miami to Orlando operating nearly at almost high speeds. and with Brightline about to break ground in, Utah, or not Utah, but, Nevada and California with, the high-speed rail project over there. Because they're about to be breaking ground soon,
I see.
Because the environmental studies are complete, everything is complete. So anytime now they could probably be, doing this ceremony to break ground. So
I believe that Brightline and Brightline West is going to come along pretty nice. I don't think NIMBYs would actually pop up out of nowhere throughout that region because
it's Motley Desert. It's Motley Desert.
I'm like, oh, okay. I think there's going to be no NIMBYs there. I don't think we might not have to worry about that, but.
Well, we did have to worry about the, idiots who think of going to destroy the environment. Funny thing is, these are the same people who, drive cars. They're freaking hypocrites.
Yeah, they're just kind of hypocrites. If they would have cared for the environment, they would have just advocated for passive transit.
I know. To be honest, this is why I say the hippies of the 50s through the 70s are fucking hypocrites. Like, they're fucking...
I mean, every single generation has its own flaws, David. Every single generation.
That's true. And you remember, I remember a couple of live streams ago, I nuked the Gen Xers,
Yeah, you just went nuclear bomb mode.
I know, because let's be honest, and I'm going to say it again, the Gen Xer could have, after the boomers, could have stopped everything that was happening to our country. But they just hopped on with a joyride and agreed with them.
Yeah, true.
So, it also the Gen Xers' fault. It's their fault too. They're just as bad as the boomers. Am I right?
Oh, someone actually commented. Yeah, somebody commented about the recent video that I just shared in ARC Gold Central.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Well, thank goodness.
Can you say that again, Brightline?
Express West China.
Like you did.
It was from Tobio Kajima. Okay. Yeah, it's from Tobio. Well, thank goodness Express West dumped China.
That's funny. Let me be honest.
I'm glad that they dumped China because they would have been under scrutiny right now.
Oh, yeah.
If Express West...
owned by Brightline now.
Yeah, it's owned by Brightline now. If Express West went there with China dealings, I don't think that the U.S. government would actually approve that.
I know, because they know what happened in our country, because let's be honest, if we go into that, China can use that asking to build a military base in the good old USA, and the U.S. would not tolerate that shit.
I mean, speaking of China, they've been in debt.
They've been in debt for the last 15 years.
Yeah, they're actually using the Belt and Road Initiative to control other countries' debt. And God,
Mm-hmm. And here's the thing, Brightline. Why?
And instead of China.
This is why I will never support anything built in China. Sorry, but and also, the LA subway system. Their locomotive, where their subway cars are coming from. Oh. Brightline, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Alright, but you want to know where the subway cars are coming from? for the LA subway system?
Yeah, where?
China. I'm not.
Oh, gosh. Hell no. Hell no.
It's bad enough that the MPGA did the same thing too in Boston.
Gosh, don't tell me that Massachusetts is going to like hug China. Oh gosh. I mean, China is like that toxic girlfriend that you just dumped.
It's like that toxic girlfriend you just dumped because they kept on talking shit about you. Am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
Heck, one of the reasons why I never will use TikTok, you know?
Yeah, true. I think, and I'm not gonna use TikTok either.
But I am not, and hear me out, I am not going to support a ban on TikTok because that will give the government an excuse to control what we are allowed to use online.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, like here venting, I was all for banning TikTok before until I started hearing the bills and stuff. And I just said, nope, nope, nope.
I mean, China actually blocked Instagram, Facebook, Google from China.
Mm-hmm.
From China. I don't see an excuse for USA to ban Chinese apps in America.
But here, saying that will give them an excuse to control what we, watch and what we see.
Exactly.
So we don't need to scoot down to their level and ban stuff from them, because it will make it look the same as them.
Yeah, true. True.
And we don't need to be looking that way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, true. So basically, I bet oh yeah. About the Belt Road Initiative,
The Belt.
They have a lot of countries in their belt. No pun intended. Heck, even the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean, one of America's commercial partners.
Mm-hmm. If the Dominican Republic do go into debt,
is with them.
Funny thing is, if the Dominican Republic go into debt, that would give China an excuse to build a military base in your country. Heck, they are already building one in Cuba. You know what I mean?
Funny enough, we have Guantanamo there in Cuba, so there's no concern about that.
Mm-hmm. But it's just crazy when you did think about it. But yeah.
Okay, so would actually.
But what get talking about?
Backyard, okay, because.
Oh, you're in the backyard?
Okay, let's. I mean, yeah. Latin America is actually America's backyard.
Yeah,
if
true.
If they see a missile there from China.
Oh, then China will be fucked in, But yeah. Also, what now get talking about Texas?
Can you repeat that again? I got disconnected from Discord.
Let's start talking about Texas. With Texas Central.
Texas Central.
Oh boy. The NIMBYs are pissed. Like, they are pissed. They're furious.
Yeah.
Like literally, they are.
If they lose, if they lose again, I swear I'm gonna.
Oh, can you say that again? Because you just cut out again.
Okay. So basically, I'm gonna drink their tears if they lose again. If they lose that lawsuit.
What? Texas Central or the NIMBYs?
The NIMBYs.
Well, they're not suing them. They're just complaining and whining, you know?
Gosh.
They are literally complaining that they
They're
can't.
Gonna have another lawsuit, aren't they?
No, but they're complaining that they cannot do anything now.
Oh, gosh.
You know? Like, they're complaining on Facebook, and every time that they complain, their accounts get either deleted or the group that they are get terminated. So,
oh, shoot.
So, Facebook is not having it with the anti-rail group NIMBYs. Like, literally, four of their groups have already got taken down today. Like, literally.
My goodness.
And the thing is that there was another one made before the live stream, not even 20 minutes after it was made, it was already taken down. So, Facebook is not having it with the NIMBYs right now. I get the NIMBYs got Facebook so pissed that they decided, all right, we had enough with you dumbass retards. We're going to go after your, Facebook pages and your accounts, Like,
gosh.
Jeez. But to be honest, it had to be a victory for, high-speed rail in the U.S. because it's sending a clear message to the oil companies and the airline that they have no more ammo against high-speed rail.
I mean, high-speed rail is going to be here to stay, man. They're here, but they're going to stay. I'm betting it.
Oh, yeah, and to be honest, we're about to watch a lot of airlines collapse. I guarantee in the next 20 years, when high-speed rail start exploding left and right, we're going to be seeing a whole bunch of airlines collapsing and imploding on themselves. Career bankruptcy, if you know what I mean. And speaking of that, you remember those high-speed train sets in the United Kingdom? Oh, like Brightline. You know the train sets, the high-speed train sets in the UK?
Oh. Yeah, I've heard about them.
Do you know where they're going now? Oh. Hey, you still there? Brightline.
I'm still here. I've heard about those high-speed trains. Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, sorry. You keep cutting in and out. But let me be honest.
Hello? I'm here.
All right, I can hear you now. I can hear you now. But those high-speed train sets from the United Kingdom are headed to Mexico.
Oh, no kidding. No freaking way. I know that they're going to make there's actually a train project there in Mexico, and I believe in the Yucatan province.
Yeah, in the peninsula, and it actually high-speed rail.
Oh.
And great.
Wait for that.
That actually both to begin running the next year or the year after.
I can't wait.
Which mean Mexico will be the first country in North America to actually have actual high-speed rail, if you don't count the Northeast Corridor.
Well, if you don't think of it, Mexico would be the first country in Latin America to ever have high-speed rail.
But it will also be the third country in North America, too.
The first country in Latin America. Yeah.
But to think about it, it'll be third in two different Latin America and North America, because let's not forget, Mexico is part of North America. Am I right?
Yeah,
So
you're absolutely right. Don't forget, Mexico is America's citizen.
Mm-hmm. So just think about it. So just think about it. There'll be a big blow to the airlines here in North America, because people who go down to Mexico for vacation are going to see that and write it and say, we need to here in the U.S. You know? Because it's a lot closer to the U.S. Yeah, in Canada, they're going to see that and say, we need it here. We need it here. Stop building car infrastructure, you know? Like,
I think Canada has proposals there.
I know, and here at Jane, like the big car corporation, the oil company, the airline, they're starting to lose. You can say what you want to say, Brightline.
Canada is actually trying to start the high-speed rail corridor of their own. So as soon as we have rail I think the more we built it,
like June, we get high-speed rail in certain areas, like here in the U.S. in certain areas. It's only a matter of time before those areas start causing it to spread to everywhere else, you know?
Yeah, it's going to be more cheap. Well, for now, it's actually expensive in the short term, but it's going to be more cheap in the long term, because you know what happened in the interstate highway system? In the 1920s, let's talk about highways.
Back,
the 1920s.
Like the interstate and the road were cheaper back then, but now they're caught in an arm and a leg, and they're putting our country into debt.
Yeah.
So I already know this.
Yeah.
But my point is,
listen, I'm going to tell you something with the highways. Back in the 1920s, we're not talking about interstates.
A Brightline, you're starting to cut out again.
Highway that runs from New York. I think it's
Route 66. Uh-oh. Hey, you still there? Brightline connection is spotty.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Alright, I can hear you again. I can hear you, but you keep on cutting out. Yep. Signal keep on cutting out. But yeah, we'll just wait until he come back in, because the signal keep on cutting out, if y'all know what I mean. Meaning signal is spotty. But yeah. But like literally, I'll wait until he returns, but the airline, the car corporation, and the oil company are starting to lose ground. Literally, the stuff that they've been doing, they are starting to lose to the point where they're unable to, to keep up. Like, it's to the point where, and the reality that people don't realize is that we're starting to see the collapse of the airlines slowly, and everything else evolving it, even cars. With trains starting to make a comeback, you're out with Jordan seat to collapse. Brightline, can you hear me? Alright, 1 minute. Alright. Let's see. Alright, I can hear it way better now. But what's it say? Right. It was Route 66. You know?
Yeah, I heard about Route 66.
You know? That went from New York all the way down to California. But roads were cheaper back then, but they call armor like now. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
But the reality is that the car company, the airlines, and the oil company, they're starting to lose ground. And saying is that the stuff that they're having, they're starting to lose their, what to say, what the word? Influence. The airline, the car corporation, and the oil companies are starting to lose their influence slowly. And now that with Brightline having a big victory and about to open up this month, that a big blow to the airline influence right there, you know? Oh, speaking of that, have you seen that article talking about Amtrak losing leadership to Brightline in Florida?
I haven't actually watched that yet.
No, it's not a video, it's an article. Amtrak, and you remember when I told you that I done said that Brightline is going to be Amtrak competition? I was right. I was straight up right about that. Like, literally, because Brightline is losing, and I mean, or not Brightline, Amtrak is losing passenger over Brightline. Ain't that something?
Alright, let's go down to speaking of Amtrak articles. Well, let's go down to news, shall we? Okay. Penn Station overhaul sparks feud between MTA and Amtrak.
To be honest, the NTBA didn't need to back off. Am I right?
Actually, it's actually MTA, not the MBTA. It's the MTA.
Yeah, I meant them, my bad. But they need to back the F off. Am I right?
Yeah, they actually have to back off.
Because Amtrak is trying to do something that could actually help improve their stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, the other system are kicking and screaming, you know what I mean?
They're actually becoming NIMBYs themselves, right?
Tell me about it. Because it's mostly NIMBYs who are starting to get their hands on them, you know?
I see.
Like...
Okay, let's watch. Okay, I see. I think NIMBYs are, NIMBYs in this case, the MTA is kind of going on against Amtrak. I hope they can settle something.
Hopefully. And it seemed like, I'll be honest, they need to wake up and realize, because this is not the first time they screwed themselves over. You remember Train Daddy?
Uh-huh.
You remember the guy who, run and bring railroads back from the ground up? Like, you remember...
What does he have to say?
Like, if you remember, like, they would have let him out back in the day, you know? And now he running Amtrak.
I see.
So they're still having problems with him, you know? Like,
I see. Okay. Yeah.
just let Amtrak do the stuff right.
Yeah. I agree with that. Okay. Here's another article. As Amtrak's monopoly falls, Brightline expands passenger trains to Orlando. That's the Washington Post.
That was what I was talking about right there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think I knew this was gonna come. I saw that coming from a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
Amtrak needs to pick up some slack.
Mm-hmm. That right. Like, and you remember, I even pointed it out for a couple times that I said that, and I mean, I literally said this. Amtrak competition and it's going to be Brightline, you know?
Yeah.
I've been calling it for over a year now, you know?
We all see that. We all saw that coming.
Oh, yeah. We saw it coming. We literally saw it coming.
Amtrak to resume Adirondack line service. Adirondack? That's how you pronounce it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Amtrak is actually resuming service.
Mm.
Adirondack service.
And it's crazy when you just think about it. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, at least Amtrak is actually starting new resuming service.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing, but it's going to take them even longer now because now that they got Brightline at competition, you know?
I think Amtrak should actually focus on the North Florida corridor.
That because it might sound crazy, but I agree with you because, you know, Brightline is right now their competition, if you know what I mean. But let's be honest. Oop. You there?
I'm still here.
My tablet turned off. That why, my bad. But let's be honest. Like with Brightline doing that and, you know, about to break ground in, you know, Nevada and California, the, you know, Nevada to California route that Amtrak is planning to do, or like bring back, it's going to be even harder. You know what I mean? And that's something that people don't realize. Like, it might sound crazy, but it's crazy when you think about it. But yeah.
All right, let's start with the CSX news. CSX. Let's start from 4 days ago. There's a lot of things going on from CSX.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's start from here. NTSB issues preliminary report of CSX conductor training fatality. Oh gosh, that sucks.
Tell me about it.
There's actually a conductor fatality.
Well, that's the first time in about a year, not a year, but a month.
Yeah, that's the very first time. That's odd.
But there was one a couple of years ago. But let's be honest, CSX been doing better than all the other class ones right now. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. CSX warns of Hurricane Idalia impact on the Southeast U.S. rail shipping. Oh, that was about, I believe that was last week.
Yep. That was last week.
Yeah, I've heard about the LNN. That's been last week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, after last week.
But it did crazy when you did think about everything, am I right?
CSX details Hurricane Idalia impacts. Okay. CSX suspended operations along its I-95 route through Georgia and South Carolina due to impacts from Hurricane Idalia.
That was the Charleston sub right there.
Yeah. Schumer gets first-hand looking at leaking CSX bridge. Oh, man, they got to fix that bridge. And they're at it.
Mm-hmm.
Real Insider, no ordinary Joe, a non-traditional Class 1 leader. Enrich compels CSX to be more collaborative.
Mm-hmm. That a good thing right there, you know?
Yeah, that's good. East Lexington County Railroad crossings will close for maintenance this week.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But
so there's going to be maintenance for the railroad crossings at Lexington.
That good right there. I'm not gonna lie.
That's good. CSX in service recovery mode following Hurricane Idalia. Oh, they're looking for recovery. They're actually recovering from the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
You know, they did bought a short line a couple of weeks ago, what I heard.
Yeah. CSX, Norfolk Southern lawsuit over Pan Am matters is now moot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you did not know about that, didn't you? Or did you?
I think there was actually a lawsuit involving CSX.
Oh!
So that's what I know about.
Brightline, get what did passed.
CSX train?
Nope. PO 89, and he had the charger on him. I did look out my window, and I just saw him going by, and I seen the charger.
Somebody has to invent a train tracker. We have plane trackers, for goodness sake, and we don't have train trackers. I don't know why.
We used to, but you can blame that on 9/11.
Seriously?
Yep.
Train trackers on 9/11? Who's going to fly a train through the Twin Towers?
I know, but you've been able to track trains on computers all the way up until 2001.
But we still... That's kind of ironic considering we still have a flight tracker 24 hours.
Well, if you work for CSX, you actually have an app that you can download if you work for CSX that track the trains, you know?
Someone actually... We have a plane tracker, for goodness sake. That is a dumb excuse for not making a train tracker.
I know. Now, I am going to try to catch that sucker, hopefully maybe on Friday if I get lucky, you know?
Okay.
Maybe even, Wednesday, if he come back Wednesday, if you know what I mean. More likely, it'll probably be...
Tribute to Hurricane Idalia.
More likely going to be Friday, you know?
They're actually contributing to the states of Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, speaking of Hurricane Idalia and CSX, did CSX actually help the communities that affected? Since you were you were affected by this hurricane yourself.
Well, it did not affect us where we live that much, but it did cause downtown Toronto to flood a little bit.
Oh, and weren't they there?
Yeah. It flooded a little bit, but, it was not that bad, you know?
I see.
But it did crazy on everything, if you know what I mean.
Oh, at least you're safe, man. I was kind of worried when that hurricane just passed out.
I know.
Through South Carolina.
But it is crazy when you did think about it.
want to head to the NOA, to the National Hurricane Center website to check on any developments on hurricanes.
Oh, there are a lot out there right now.
I bet there is going to be a lot of them.
It's crazy.
All right, Union Pacific is dealing with a dilemma.
But yeah, Union Pacific is doing bad luck. Heck, to be honest, they had it coming to them, you know?
I saw that coming, though.
I did too, and to be honest, they did put themselves in that place, you know? Am I right about that?
All right, let's go.
Because, and what I'll be honest about is that would happen when, you know, you try to, you know, do PSR and try to be all, you know, money greedy, if you know what I mean.
All right, Scott Moore to retire from Union Pacific. The Senior Vice President of Corporate Relations and Chief Administrative Officer, Scott Moore, will retire on October 1.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be shift. There's going to be changes to the leadership positions at Union Pacific. So
hopefully
for the best for them.
Yeah, hopefully it's for the better and not for the worse, for Pete's sakes. Like, for one, can we get people who care about the railroad into railroad and business instead of, you know, the ones who are looking for money and greed? Like, for once, if you know what I mean. Because let's be honest, everybody's just tired at this point of it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Union Pacific furloughs workers due to lower volumes.
I am not surprised at that, you know. The only reason they're getting lower volume is because, you know, they want to, you know, do percent of the size of the railroad and still, you know. Like, CXX is done getting rid of it, you know. And they need to hop on that bandwagon too, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Tepic considers new bike and pedestrian bridge over the Union Pacific Railroad line.
Tell me about that, am I right?
Yeah, I guess that's going to benefit the community. I guess that's going to, for safety reasons, you need to build that bridge.
I know. My point is that stop trying to force, you know, what I'll be on about. Stop trying to force everybody into car infrastructure. Enough is enough.
Yeah, true.
Am I right?
Union Pacific. Yeah, Union Pacific. What a dilemma. Wow, they're heading on a dilemma right now.
Oof. To be honest,
regulators.
I'm sorry.
Regulators pause environmental review on proposed Union Pacific line near Phoenix.
Wait, a new line?
Yeah, a new line.
What the hell?
Yeah.
That is not normal, you know?
That is kind of weird.
Tell me about it. Like, if they're serious, that's going to be mad shit. You know what I mean?
I can hear NIMBY screaming out at them.
Oh, tell me about it. The NIMBYs are going to try to fight that, even though it's not high-speed rail. Am I right?
You're absolutely right.
Like here, Jane, and you might agree with me. Anything that evolved rail, they go after like rabid animals. But anything that evolved, you know, roads, they don't go after. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Union Pacific. I mean, yeah, true. Like, seriously. Regulators just paused an environmental review, huh? That has never happened before.
I know, and it's so odd. Like, why would they pause that on a road, but not a road, but a railroad, but never a road? You know?
That is a question.
I know it does not make any fucking sense unless the car companies are trying to pay them. Am I right?
Washington lobbyists.
Like, let's be honest, the car companies are always behind it. Am I right?
Why I'm not surprised about Washington lobbyists.
Because the thing I'll be honest about is that.
All right. Union Pacific seeking Fifth Ward residents' permission for extensive soil testing. That's interesting.
Huh. That odd.
So they have announced that they will be coming to select homes near the former Houston Wood Preserving Work sites. To test the soil. I wonder what's that for.
Probably because they probably had a fuck up. They probably have a fuck up and they don't want people to realize. If you know what I mean.
Concern in Fifth Ward soil samples. Houston officials say it's not that simple.
Not CXX. Like, to be honest, Union Pacific probably had a fucked up that they don't want the resident realizing. Like, am I right?
Does it have something to do with? Does it have something to do with that derailment that happened in Houston? The same derailment.
Probably have to do something with that.
Yeah, I mean, it has something to do with like East Palestine levels of a derailment, something like that.
Probably had to. Probably did, and they probably spilled chemical, and probably no one realized it. You know?
Yeah.
To be honest, if that's the case, we're probably going to have a E-Palestine 2.0, but, you know, not realizing it. You know what I mean?
Oh, this East Palestine 2.0 might be less fatal than the last one.
To be honest, no one died in E-Palestine, but a lot of people got, you know, illnesses.
Yeah, true.
But a lot of people will die in a couple of decades from the medical issues. That's a fact.
Hey, let's go down to the NSF.
Oh, yeah. Let's go over to the idiots themselves who started all the fuckery over a year to 2 years ago.
All right. AAR says STB errant indecision ordering the NSF Railway to haul more coal from Montana mine.
Oof. That is a oof right there. Am I right?
Yeah. The NSF deploying cameras, drones to boost terminal cargo flow.
To be honest, BNSF is trying to do everything they can to be a dick. Am I right?
Yeah. They're not even trying.
They're not even trying at this point to, you know, try to say, oh, we're not trying to spy on our, you know, workers. Bullshit, you know?
Amarillo Area Casa partnering with BNSF Railway to provide birthday boxes for foster care needs.
Huh. Well, that one good scene, but, you know, that don't clean up their fuck up, you know?
Yeah, I got you. The NSF Railway Foundation awards scholarships to 48 high school students.
That don't...
Another one.
To be honest, that don't clear them of their fuck ups, am I right?
Yeah. The NSF to repair Eufaula Railroad Crossing.
Mm-hmm. That... I'll say it again. They got to do a lot more, but with the railroading community.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
First thing they need to do it in, you know, high vis. You know what I mean?
I see.
That
NSF recognize. Yeah, I've heard about that. NSF recognized customers for hazmat safety for railroad career professionals.
Mm-hmm. To be honest, BNSF, if they want to do good, they need to, and I'm going to say this, need to fix stuff from the railroading community, let Montana Railway come back and stop trying to, take over a rail line that's about to become a Class 1. Am I right?
Yeah, I think they should actually, true. Speaking of Class 1s, this reminds me of this railroad from the East Coast that has a black and white livery.
Norfolk Southern.
Yeah, Norfolk Southern is the butt of jokes.
I know. Even though that they got cool heritage units, they are not, doing all right. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm betting that they're not doing all right.
Well, they are trying to make a comeback anyway, That I'll give their hands to, you know what I mean?
Right. Norfolk Southern provides technology outage update. Oh, there was an outage.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you about that. Someone fucked up at Norfolk Southern and caused their whole system to shut down for 24 hours. They had no train running because of that fuckery.
Oh my gosh. That hurts, man.
So, someone going to get fired.
Oh, I can hear the words in my brain right now. You're fired. Someone's gonna get fired. Oh gosh. Oh man.
That gonna be funny, Okay,
Norfolk Southern says a software defect, not a hacker, forced it to park its trains this week.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a software defect.
Software defect that still someone is going to get fired for it anyway,
Yeah.
Probably someone, not doing their job, not paying attention because, let's be honest, if you want to invent software hacks, you need to, and I'm going to bring it up, y'all need to, and I'm just going to say it, if you know what I mean. And Jane, make sure your computer guy is working properly,
I see what you mean.
So, one of the computer guys is probably going to get fired.
I bet they're going to get fired.
Yeah, they're probably going to fire someone because they said, oh, we still need someone to fire. You know what I mean?
Gosh, I'm going to tell you, Norfolk Southern is the butt of jokes. And that comment has actually aged pretty well. Most rail batters like to make actually, Norfolk Southern jokes are more funnier than CSX jokes.
I know, it's like Norfolk Southern, what your function?
Norfolk Southern, what's your function?
Picking up freight and make the country run. It's just so funny to thinking about it. CSX have so much damn opportunity, but they keep on, fucking it up. Now, the thing that I'm glad they did with it's a smart thing was to rebuild the heritage units,
Yeah, the only thing.
Everybody was scared of them, painting the heritage unit black, and they thought, the Southern heritage unit was the first one to go. Ironically, they were not going to, paint them back into, the black color. So that is one thing because everybody was worried about that.
All right, here's some new rail news. Union Pacific goes to court to resolve trackage rights beef with CPKC.
I hope. Don't anybody hate me for this, but I hope, and I'm being honest, I hope UP loses.
Union Pacific, yeah, it's the same thing all over again.
But Brightlight, do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Because I hope that CP wins. Because I want, and I'll be honest, I want UP to learn the hard way of what happened when you tried to, force, PSR onto everybody, Because, let's be honest, Union Pacific have not been so good for the last couple of years, Am I right about that?
Yeah. All right, let's go down to Canadian National. Canadian National Railway sponsoring youth drop-in at the GP Activity and Reception Center.
That interesting.
That's pretty interesting.
Oh.
Canadian National Railway sponsors Activity and Reception Center after school youth drop-in times.
To be honest, the Canadian railroads have to act a little bit more together than the U.S., but, North American Railroad, and I'm not trying to hate on American Railroad, our railroads are subpar over Europe. Like, if Europe did freight a lot more, they would still do better than us.
True.
Like, literally, like, you remember, Alan Fisher did a video about it. You remember that?
Uh-huh. I remember that.
Oh.
All right, let's go down to my hometown in Tri-Rail. Oh, in Tri-Rail zone.
Like, to be honest, and what I'll be honest about is that it did crazy when you did think about stuff, if you know what I mean.
All right, let's start with Tri-Rail. Tri-Rail hunts for ADA compliant Miami partner.
Mm-hmm. That's the point.
That's an ADA.
Like, right, then I will say is that we are seeing some stuff happening, if you know what I mean. Like, we need big stuff to improve our rail system. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Oh, my goodness. Man struck by train after sleeping on tracks in Hialeah. Seriously? What the heck would actually sleep on the tracks?
Are you serious?
Yeah. I'm serious, man.
Oof.
Look, I'm definitely gonna share this.
Wow.
Man struck by train after sleeping on tracks in Hialeah.
Did he die or did he survive?
I don't know. I don't actually tell. Let's see. A man who was sleeping on the tracks was struck by a train in Hialeah Saturday morning, according to the Miami-Dade Police Department.
Wow.
CPD responded to the area of 103rd Street Northwest and 37th Avenue at approximately 8:49 a.m. to reports of someone struck by a train. When they arrived, officers discovered an adult man who they say was struck by a train while sleeping on the tracks.
Wow.
Rescue responded and transported the victim in critical condition to Jackson Memorial Hospital Ryder Trauma Center. The incident caused delays Saturday morning, according to a tweet from Tri-Rail. Trains are running with up to 30-minute delays this Saturday morning due to an incident on the tracks in Hialeah.
So,
now.
But the guy survived, didn't he?
I think the guy is actually in recovery right now.
Wow. Dude an idiot, but he lucky. Dude.
My goodness. This is literally Florida Man in a nutshell.
Speaking of, we got another train getting ready to go by. What train do we... Yep, we got another freight train. Or not a freight train. Or yeah, a freight train.
Okay, let's get back to what you were saying. I mean, that is so stupid.
I know. Like, it's crazy. Like,
well,
wow.
In my defense, crazier things happened in South Florida because of Florida Man.
That's true. Like, let's not forget that, that one where a Florida man threw an alligator into a Wendy drive-thru. You remember that one?
We actually wrestle alligators, so it's a Florida Man title.
I know, like...
And from someone from Florida, I can confirm that we have alligators as self-defense.
I know, Tim, some dude carried an alligator around. I'm just imagining that. Like, just imagining it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, some dude carrying a gator around and using a gun. Speaking of that, someone outly thought of that in a video game. You want to know what the video game was called?
I don't know what the video game was called.
Battlefield Hardline.
Oh, Battlefield Hardline.
You remember that one game?
I don't actually play games, but I've heard about that.
Alright, the game, even though it was a flop back then, it's now a cult, classic. But back when it came out, and I'm going to bring it up, in Battlefield Hardline, there were Easter egg on one of the map, and it in Florida, where you actually unlock an alligator as a weapon. And you can use it to take out other players.
I see. Dang.
Like, look it up. Alright, Brightline, right now, look up Battlefield Hardline alligator weapon.
Alright, I'm gonna look that up, but right now we're gonna look that up later.
I want you to look it up right now because I want you to laugh about it on the live stream.
Yeah, true, but we're gonna resume the meeting after we get through the articles.
Alright. You're right.
Alright. Poinciana Sunrail landowners planning over 700 apartments next to the station.
Oh my god! That is typical NIMBYs for you. That is NIMBYs, if you know what I mean.
No, seriously, he's planning over 700 apartments next to the station, which is perfectly good, I guess.
I know, it's good, but the NIMBYs are dead against it. Am I right?
I don't think they might be against it, though. Who knows?
Because, let's be honest, NIMBYs hate apartments. Am I right?
Oh, that's not suburbia, I believe. So that's your TOD development, transit-oriented development. So,
to be honest,
I don't think.
What I'll be honest about, transit-oriented development is the best thing for our country. Like, literally, most people don't realize that.
Sunrail, yeah, true. Sunrail service suspension Tuesday, August 29th, 2023.
We all know what that was from.
Yeah, from Unidalia.
Like,
extreme heat slows down Sunrail trains.
alright, that actually does happen, you know?
Yeah, that sucks, man.
I know, that's something they can't control, and it better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah. Here's what's in each proposal for Lanthier Poinciana Sunrail train station. So I guess they're going to add more apartments.
You know, there are two...
Alright,
there are a couple... Oh, you can go ahead, my bad.
Oh, you can continue.
There's something I was actually thinking about, and hear me out on this. Hear me out. Like, there are 3 other cities that are next up in Florida that need commuter rail. You got Jacksonville. You know, Tallahassee. And Panama.
Yeah, I'm searching for the meme that you're talking about.
Alright, Battlefield Hardline. Type in Battlefield Hardline.
Alright.
Alligator Easter egg.
Oh my goodness. That's exactly how I imagined it.
Oh, I'm turning around to show everybody.
Handheld gator Easter egg. My goodness, look at that boy.
It a meme too. It a meme, that for sure.
That's a great rifle. Imagine Andrew Jackson pulling an alligator throughout the War of 1812.
Oh, 1 minute. Let me pull an alligator out of my back pocket.
I imagine General Jackson be like, "Hey boys, our cannon has."
Oh. Uh-oh. What the freak happened?
Song about.
Well, what happened?
Song about the Battle of New Orleans, right?
Hey, Brightline, can you say that? It did disconnected me there for a minute.
Oh, imagine General Andrew Jackson. He used an let's say, pulling an alligator. General Andrew Jackson was like, "Bro, our barrel melted down. You gotta use an alligator for a cannon."
Oh, that would be funny, you know. Imagine them shooting alligators out of a cannon.
I mean, no. Imagine an alligator used as a cannon.
Oh.
Shooting cannonballs from an alligator.
Oh, God. That would be funny as hell.
Yeah.
Like,
right, let's go back to...
Are you glad that I showed you that?
Yeah, okay. Let's get down to the Union Pacific memes.
Alright,
we're at the memes category right now. Who would actually win? The largest steam locomotive ever built, or one switchy boy? You decide.
Oh, let me show the guys.
I'll try to send you something.
Alright, I just showed. Let's be honest. I'll be honest about Brightline. If the switch is a tight switch, the switch would win. But if it's a long switch, it would have been the locomotive, you know?
I see.
If
only I could hold race again. Oh wait, I already have.
That is true, because if you remember back in the 90s, this steam engine had helped a broken down freight train, if you remember.
Oh, yeah, I've actually heard about these. I think that was a Big Boy, right?
The Big Boy also had hauled freight recently, too.
Yeah, I know.
Like, and this thing, I have never imagined, whoop. And what I'll be honest about, I have never imagined seeing a Big Boy operating in our lifetime.
Listen, this photo is actually one of the most popular on YouTube, on the meme community.
I know.
This photo right here.
I know, bro.
Everyone looking forward to 2021. 12 a.m. December 32nd, 2020.
That
Look at this. This photo is everywhere on the internet. Whoever posted this photo,
it would not, Brightline. It would not from a photo. It was from a video.
Seriously enough.
It was a video of a crash test for a video and stuff, and someone I get screenshot the video and used it at a meme. You know what I mean?
I know. And the locomotive on there is Union Pacific.
I know, that's just funny.
Do you know which model is that?
In a U-boat.
Oh, a U-boat. Nice.
I believe a U-50, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Oh, they see me rolling. They hate it. I remember that meme.
That's actually a CSX game, but
I know, but that in Florida, that is not the end of the A line.
True.
Like that in, I can't remember if that was in Jacksonville or like not Orlando, but Tampa.
Yeah, this meme could actually be applied to Nimbies too.
I know.
If they see them, they be hating.
Oh my God, Brightline! Look at the Big Boy and the Area 51 alien meme.
Right here?
No, it was right by the. You see me rolling. You hating. Like, scroll down.
Let's see.
It was right in. Yeah, right there.
We here at Union Pacific are also fascinated with science to help further our operations. Therefore, we have participated in the upcoming Area 51 raid, and we will be using the Big Boy 4014 during our raid.
You're talking about 4014. That 4014.
Yeah, 4014.
That funny meme. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's a good meme.
Oh.
I know it's old for the finality October, but I'm sure as hell not bringing back Kevin the Real Man.
Oh no, Kevin! Oh dear God, I know that is an OG Rail fan YouTuber. Kevin Rail fan, the Rail fan. Brightline, if you don't know who Kevin the Rail fan is, he a old YouTuber.
I see. He's one of the OGs, right?
Yep, one of the OG YouTube Rail fanners.
I see. Rails? Where we're going, we don't need rails.
Just funny, you know?
Yeah.
But
let's see.
There we go.
Union Pacific employs new locomotive engine to stop rail car loading.
Oh! Akor, use the goof off's cannon if you know what that is.
Oh gosh, I believe the Nazis used this railroad car.
Yeah, it an actual rail car that they actually used. it real. It don't exist anymore, but it's the Goof Cost canon.
I see. I think that's actually what I think that's when the locomotives and tanks actually have a baby.
Oh, speaking of that, look up Norfolk Southern meme. Let's get to the Norfolk Southern memes now.
There's got to be a lot more to this. 119 wants you for the construction of the Union Pacific Railroad. Yeah, that is so funny.
I know.
All right. Yep, this is an American Locomotive Company big boy moment. Big boy. All right. There's a lot of here.
I know, but we might need to cut it soon because, we've been going on for almost 2 hours.
Nighttime vandals spray-painted a Union Pacific engine to resemble a tiger nicknamed Rail Beast.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, speaking of that, do you ever seen a second video where Mitterby destroyed another locomotive?
Yeah, I've actually watched that.
Like, that guy, Jesus, leave the locomotives alone. Can you just build a fake one and destroy it instead?
Those locomotives are old, man.
I know. Oh, look at the Summit meme. Look, bright line. Not that one, there was another one up there.
I already actually shared that from last.
Oh, yeah. I remember now.
Norfolk Southern got real. Dang. Geez, Norfolk Southern are the butt of the jokes. I didn't want a car, so I bought a train.
That funny,
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, that any train guy dream,
Yeah. Trains when they have to back through.
Oh, speaking of that, did you see the one where it's a Fulmer City? Next stop, Fulmer City.
Oh, yeah. Next stop, Fulmer City.
For anybody, that would have been megaphone. Oh, bright line. You remember the Rosa are red, violet are blue? The Norfolk Southern meme about, spilling toxin everywhere.
This one.
Yeah, you remember.
We run off the track to start a toxic fire for you. Yeah.
You remember, I thought we were one who shared that in Dimitri live stream from a couple of months ago.
Yeah. I'm basically going to send that to my crush. As a Valentine's Day.
Wow. That is funny.
Alright, let's see here. Access on my crypto earning the government. So small crypto investment. That's like, geez, a model train pulling up a model locomotive pulling a real life locomotive.
True.
Real life sizes.
That it did true what it did saying about it. I love the memes,
Oh, this one's it. Norfolk Southern, what's your function? Brushing up the country making business style.
High Hood Survivors. It's just funny when you did think about it. I'm wondering if there are an R.J. Corman meme. Like, check if there are any memes about
If you work at Norfolk Southern, you're going to have a bad time.
Oh, heck, I know someone who used to work for Norfolk Southern.
You had a bad time, literally. At Norfolk Southern, safety comes first.
Oh.
I said with the British accent.
All right, Brightline. Look up R.J. Corman railway memes. I want to R.J. Corman railway.
Corman.
Yeah. Railway. Huh. Like, that's surprising.
Yeah, no memes about it yet.
That's surprising because they are a, regional, like they buy up railroad, but, they do better than, a ton of other stuff.
Dragon, he said. There's actually one meme here.
They're only one meme. Wow.
Oh, gosh. I never heard about this railroad.
You need to watch the video.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what was that?
It's just a TikTok video.
Brightline, let me bring up R.J. Corman. If you knew the history about R.J. Corman, it will blow your mind.
Alright.
Like,
No fan memes.
There is a railroad video on their YouTube channel that talks about R.J. Corman history. And the guy who started R.J. Corman was a pretty cool guy, you know?
You see, kids now see, but adults now see.
That's so true, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that meme hit hard when you realize what it really means. Like, am I right?
That's true. Yeah. Oh, who joined? Oh, it's Tobio.
Oh, Tobio! You do. We're talking to railroad news, memes, everything. We are talking about a ton of railroad memes and, railroad news. How?
Yeah, specifically from North America.
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, hey, Tobio, did you heard about the, high-speed rail set from the United Kingdom headed down to Mexico?
What?
Yeah, there's some high-speed rail sets from the United Kingdom from a railroad that is shutting down that it headed down to Mexico. Like Penji Fan talked about it in the article, you know?
Really?
Yep.
Oh, really? British high-speed train set for Mexico. Interesting.
Let's get up to the Shinkansen. Let's see what's going on over there in Japan. I'm kind of just.
Yeah, they're already kind of preparing for the Hokuriku Shinkansen Sugura extension for spring next year. But yeah, there are people who are kind of opposed to it. Sure, they're not NIMBYs, but they're opposed because it'll be kind of more harder to get from Osaka to Kanazawa. So yeah.
Yeah. Hokuriku Shinkansen to link Kanazawa with Suruga from next March.
Yes.
That's 5 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, that's...
Yeah, it's set to open March 16th.
Yeah, that's what be in March 16, 2024. Man, that's good.
Right.
Oh, being that I was talking to Brightline about this, but literally Like, the NIMBYs are pissed off in Texas. They are... And some of their Facebook pages are getting taken down.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What do you mean? What do you mean your Facebook are getting down?
Like, some of the NIMBYs are making Facebook pages against, Texas Central and saying some awful stuff. And literally, Facebook is taking them down. I'm not even joking.
Wait, what? Take up that for Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook actually had enough of, the anti-rail NIMBYs.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I know. Hey, and shout out to Area 61, by the way.
Yeah, sorry guys, but I think I have to leave now, so yeah.
Alright, you have a good one, man.
You too. Best too, bye.
Yeah. Later, Tobio.
But it's crazy,
Yeah, this country is actually on fire with these Shinkansens.
I know. And the crazy thing.
Why does JR East should hail these Shinkansens in America right now? They should actually have their own factory here.
To be honest, once Texas Central start getting off the ground, and if they decide to go with Shinkansens, you already know for a fact they're going to build a factory. Oh, speaking of that, get what new country have high-speed rail now?
Is it?
In an Asian country.
Is it Saudi Arabia?
Nope.
Oh, yes.
In Asia.
Thailand.
Nope. Indonesia. Yep. They officially got high-speed rail, and not a freaking third world country.
Wow.
And I'm just going to tell you, if a third world country have high-speed rail over the U.S., that is where we are fucking up.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, speaking of railways, Dominican Republic is set to build their first monorail.
Oh.
That's about 5 days ago.
That good.
That's an Alstom-led consortium that has been selected by the Dominican Republic.
I know. To be honest, that big, and I'm not going to lie. That is big for what it is, you know what I mean? But let me be honest. They need full on rail,
I know. French ambassador to the Dominican Republic assures that collaborating on Metro Line 3 is a government priority.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually constructing a third. They're just going to break ground on this third line that they're talking about.
But it's just crazy when you just think about it. Am I right?
Yeah. Okay, let's get back to the memes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I will tell you, our country is real far behind when it comes to rail. You know? But am I right about that?
Yes. SPSF? More like BNSF.
I know, but it's just crazy. Being at Brightline. Oh, you're going to take a shower?
I'm going to dance at the train depot.
All right.
No, I'm going to do a full board dance. Look.
Oh,
Look, David.
hold on. Let me turn Val dancing. Hold on. Let me turn around. Let me turn around the laptop.
Rock and roll, dude. Rock and roll, dude.
But
I
yeah,
know this ain't Voice of Autism.
I know.
This is Train's show. Or I should say the David Mitchell show.
Hey, well, we're talking about everything, Val.
I'm talking about not just bitches. Who?
But
Right.
Roast somebody?
Alright, let's get back to the memes.
yep,
NSF.
after Val got done
Arrowhead.
with her dancing. Oh,
Alright, NSF. Watch it. Ferromax. No hablo inglés, amigo.
Or Day-Day.
hold on. Let me so.
Day-Day show.
There's another meme that is going to go down in history right there. You know,
Yeah.
like let's be honest, that is another meme if you did think about it. You know, but yeah. But it's a crazy if you know what I mean. Ah. Oh.
People who don't know, people who know.
Oh, yeah, I know this. I know it.
What just happened? I mean, there's some people who are uncanny who don't know this. There's.
Mm-hmm. Like, that, it's a crazy when you think about it, Brightline, you know? Whew.
I know. Yeah. NSF ordered to pay imposters lover like Clint for collecting their test for doing without when they sussed with roommates.
Oof. Oof. That another one.
Yeah.
But
XBNSF-9 now CPKCs.
oof. That right there, oof. You know?
Yeah. This is a long train. Imagine a world, if you will, where a Class 1 railroad would require a lone engineer to operate this thing by himself. That world that you just imagined is real.
Oh, I know what they were talking about, the one-man crew and high-vis stuff from over a year ago, you know?
Yeah.
To be honest, what I'll be honest about is that, you know, the NTSB, you know, or not NTSB, the FRA, you know, put a ban on one-man crews, you know? But some railroads are still trying to find a way around that. You know?
Oh, cute. Oh, cute. Might wake you up at 3 a.m. I don't know.
Dude, I have train going through at night, blaring their horn, and I sleep like a dog. Literally, I'm out. Like, there's sometimes I can't even hear trains when they go by.
I see.
And that's the funny thing. You know? Oh, the fake war bonnet. Look at the meme. Right there with the fake war bonnet on the road.
Remember F7? This is him now.
Brightline. I know where that locomotive, Brightline, that locomotive that was scrapped, right there. Do you know what railroad that came from?
New York Central.
No, that locomotive that is scrapped right there were on the Carolina Sun when it was still around, before the Carolina Sun became a fallen flag. And before R.J. Corman bought it, you know?
Oh, I see.
That locomotive was still operated up until 2010. Oh, we got the BNSF one down.
I have made an executive decision to take away your BNSF privileges.
That's funny. That is funny. Right, look at the. All right, look at the meme below it. You see the BNSF one with right there.
Would the owner of the red and silver SD75 please move? You are legally parked in a no parking zone.
That is funny. That is funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Using a normal, no, yes, using this instead.
Oh, hold it.
That looks like a trick reference.
That is funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Whoever owns this SD40-2 left your lights on.
That's funny, you know?
Let's go down to the hurricane section. Yeah, been dealing with teams. Now it's time to see the line. Let's see what are we going to do with this. Let's check on the hurricanes.
Oof.
We got Acadia. It's actually a post-tropical cyclone. Disturbance number 3. 0% chance of cyclone formation. Okay, we're not concerned with this bad girl.
Mm-hmm. To be honest,
Oh gosh.
got another one coming.
Yeah, disturbance 1, 90% chance of cyclone formation. That's in the middle of the ocean right now. I don't think it might hit Venezuela, I believe.
Oof. That is a oof, and I'm not going to lie about that, you know?
And another disturbance, which is 10% chance of cyclone formation in 48 hours. I'm not concerned about these two. Disturbances 2 and 3. I'm concerned about this one. Disturbance 1.
Mm-hmm. It did crazy, if you know what I mean right there.
Okay, so let's see what's going on with the hurricane season of 2023. Okay, let's go. Oh, we got
Like, to be honest, the hurricane season's been very active, you know?
Yeah, I know.
But,
yeah, we got 10 names used so far. We got Arlene, Brett, Cindy, Don, Emily, Franklin, Kurt, Carol, Dalia, got Jose, Katia. Oh, next name on the list might be Lee. Robert E. Lee.
Oh, God. Like, we got a Duke of Hazzard hurricane.
Oh, we got oh gosh. If we got Lee, imagine if they named a hurricane after Sherman or Grant.
Oh, God. The memes after memes, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. We got Robert E. Lee. Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. The Union might be in trouble.
I know.
The United States might be.
That's just funny when you just think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's gonna. I believe they're gonna. I think they're gonna burst those. What can I say? They're gonna play Union Dixie out of those speakers when this hurricane comes around.
It's funny when you just think about it. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. It takes takes a real man to sacrifice for his family. It takes a greater woman to stand behind him through it all. Yeah, that's true.
Technically that is true. I'm not gonna lie about that. It can actually go the other way around too, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, just BNSF helpers.
What? Hold it. The memes have not popped up on my tablet yet. It's still. Come on. To be honest, I need to get a new tablet soon, Brightline. You know,
Let's see.
I do need to get a new tablet because the tablet I have is 4 years old, almost becoming 5. You know.
Union Pacific, a Class 1 railroad, have one of the largest railroad networks in America. EN and ATSF merge. EN and ATSF merge. Acquire Southern Pacific.
Yep. You know what? Beyond it, when the BNSF merger happened, that would seem that got Union Pacific to buy Southern Pacific. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they still, Southern Pacific and Union Pacific have the Pacific name, but there's no way to change it to Union Pacific, Southern Pacific, which does not make any sense.
I know, but
UPSP.
Also, there was the Northern Pacific. Let's not forget about them.
Yeah, true. The Northern Pacific.
To be honest, it's something that people don't realize is that. Let me so to me, but let me be honest. What's something that people don't realize is that if BNSF and or technically Burlington Northern and Santa Fe had not merged, we would have probably still had Southern Pacific. We would have probably still had the Tennessee Pass, But
we still have Burlington Northern and Santa Fe.
I know, but to be honest, BNSF have gone downhill pretty badly, It's just sad looking how far down both railroads when they merged went, Worse yet, we lost, Montana Rail Link.
62 needles.
Whoop.
It's the GP60M on track 2.
All right, here to join the not live stream, but chat.
Who?
Someone to join. I just heard the bing noise.
Oh no, that's.
But let me be honest. We need to start, cracking down on Crash 1. We still need to do it,
Yeah.
And that's something that people don't realize. If we don't
Train
start...
left.
Wait, Train Man?
Train left overnight in Chicago. A BNSF locomotive without no wheels.
Oh, I know what meme you're talking about.
No wheels. No.
But it did crazy. It did crazy. Let's
go with Amtrak memes right now.
Oh, let me get back into what you're talking about on live.
Alright. Happy 47th birthday, Amtrak. Oh, that's been a while back.
Tell me about it.
Nom nom. I love intermodal containers. Gosh, there was actually an accident about that.
It was an accident. Someone switched that Amtrak train onto the wrong track. It was caught on video, And that happened over a decade ago,
Can we have high-speed trains? No, there's high-speed trains at home. High-speed trains at home.
That meme right there, it's so sadly true. You know?
No, it's not only intercepted trains that's pulling Amtrak trains. BL Real decided to hop on it too.
you know that is definitely the Maple Leaf right there, you know? Like, you know what I mean. It's funny when you did think about it. But, yeah. Like, alright, I want to bring it up. Can you believe that Amtrak is now going back into Canada again?
I know, they're going to go back to Canada again.
Oh! And nerd. That is funny, you know? Like, the first two...
Yeah, look at the trick memes. They're like... Maybe not like the ALC 42s. That's the real betting community right now. They like Amtrak 42s and F40s.
You might think that it's going to be funny, but give it about 5 years and they'll be loving it. Because, let's be honest, the two Amtrak... Like the Amtrak locomotive, the PL42s, no one liked them when they first came in service. Am I right?
Right. Amtrak, you have one job: to pull your train up another 20 feet.
That's funny right there. Now, I do got to get ready to go to bed in about 15 minutes, Brightline, you know?
Alright. The problem with the rail network in the U.S. is that it is not as heavily used, and it is inefficient. This meme explains it all.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at the Metrolink versus Amtrak.
Oh, this one. Which side are you on? I'm on both sides. I play both sides, but I always am on top.
You know, it sucked that we were not able to get Gord online tonight. Like, he's not even online right now, you know?
I see.
Like, if you remember when he did his trip to, you know, Germany and Europe last month? Oh!
Yeah. Amtrak, I think you overbooked a couple of cars there.
I know, that's just funny. Oh, Gorda online. Let's invite him in.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to invite Gord in. Because he...
Good morning. Good morning. Me.
Oh, 1 minute. Let me... Oh, hold it. Come on, pop-up memes. It's taking a minute, Brightline. There we go. That's funny. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Oh, this one's pretty cool. What the hell is this creature? I must have never seen such... Yeah, before.
That's funny. But, well, what get Gord in, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, his trip to, you know, get to...
Meanwhile, in Tobleronistan,
Oh, yeah.
a triangular train? You gotta be serious.
You know that out we were edit, it's not a real triangle train. That's the funny thing.
Oh, I see.
Like, that's the funny thing that the person who edited it made it look like it was real. When it not, it's just so funny when you did think about it.
Okay. Amtrak. Train.
Oop. Alright. Hey, you still there? Oof.
Looks like Amtrak is always part of the memes right now. This time with the social media accounts.
I'm trying to... I do need to get a new tablet, that for sure. It's getting ridiculous, you know?
We are sorry to hear that. Still in the elevator? Amtrak asking.
Surprise,
Guys,
Stephen.
trapped in an
Oh,
Amtrak elevator.
get wearing it, that
Come to
shirt.
my airport. Help.
Eat my noodles real quick.
Alright,
Sorry
eat
to
your
hear that.
noodles.
Are you still in the elevator?
You know what? I've been hungry.
I know. That was Val to talking to me, by the way. Ooh. Hey, Brightline, you might want to end your stream team because it causing my end to lag on my tablet.
Oh, right.
Because, there we go. Because it literally, alright. It was literally causing my system to act up. Like, I do need to get a new tablet. That I'm going to bring up.
And who actually posted this meme? It was Amtrak themselves. The last meme I posted.
Oh, yeah. I cannot believe that Amtrak did that meme.
That's been last year, man.
I know about that one locomotive chain. I remember that. Like the new Amtrak Heritage Unit. Electric 50th anniversary. You know? Alright.
How do you solve your problems? Me.
It just...
Jeez, Amtrak is a meme account.
I know. I'm not going to lie about it, but Amtrak does, make good memes.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, true.
Even Val agreed.
Tell me about it, David.
Like, Val right here, and she even agreed.
I'm not a train lover. I do love trains, don't get me wrong, but I don't know about trains, but
yeah.
right, David?
You gotta send this one to the Indies.
Oh my god, the Memes would be pissed.
Yep.
People keep talking about a future with those cars that will take you where you need to go while you sit back and relax. Like you're literally just describing trains. It's like you're so close, babe. Go back to the train station.
To be honest, I love the train stuff because, let's be honest, I always think railroad is superior, you know?
Yeah, they're superior.
Good one. Like, it did crazy when you did think about it, you know?
Let's see. Oh, this is my reply. West Coast, Best Coast.
Say that to someone in the East Coast. Oof. You'll be
East Coast, Beast Coast. Reply that.
To be honest, if they say that, that will ruffle a lot of people's feathers. You know what I mean?
The feathers are already ruffled, David.
I know. Did I ruffle your feathers?
No, I haven't.
Or are you trying to ruffle someone's feathers?
Actually, ruffled the West Coast feathers.
To be honest, the West Coast have a lot of NIMBYs. I know the NIMBYs are along the coast. You know, anytime you go inland, there are less and less NIMBYs. But the closer to the coast you get, the more NIMBYs you get. Am I right?
Right. Funny enough.
It's just funny when you did think about it.
think some people fly over this? Let me try to take a screenshot out of this.
But yeah.
I mean, who would actually fly over this? That looks good. Look at it.
Well, I'm going right now. 1 minute, 1 minute. But it's a funny. Oh, the Amtrak photo. I see.
That is so beautiful. The picture they actually took.
I know, that is beautiful. I would take any train any time of the year if it's up in the mountains, you know? Like, and to be honest, if it's in the morning, like, I just think mornings are beautiful. Like, with sunrise, with the fall colors. All of that, you know?
I gotta make sure if I can message Amtrak. Oh, I can.
I started wrong. But it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. But yeah. Hey, Brightline, do you go back to school tomorrow?
No, I'm going to have myself enrolled right now. Yes.
I know.
Enjoy this week while I could.
I know. Heck, everybody here in the U.S. go back to school tomorrow. Today was Labor Day.
I see.
To be honest, we all know what is coming up in not 9 days, but we all know what is coming up in 5 days from now.
Yeah.
You know, I cannot believe it almost been, 23 years, or technically not 23, but 22 years since that happened. Can you believe that?
Oh, September 11th, right? 9/11.
Yep. I cannot believe it. It's been almost 22 years. That's unbelievable when you think about it.
I got a meme for this special occasion. Let's see. It's actually a meme from Amtrak. For Amtrak. 9/11, never forget.
You know, Amtrak, the thing that I'll be honest with Amtrak is that they were smart enough to use that to help, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's getting late here, and it's already 9:19, and I do got work at 8:30 in the morning, Brightline, so I really got to get ready to go to bed soon.
Yeah, true. Listen, I'm actually looking forward for Brightline to open up.
I know. When Brightline do that, it's either going to be me or Dimitri doing that video. Like,
I bet you would actually make that video.
Yeah, because I don't know whatever happened to Dimitri, but, he really missing out.
Yeah, true.
Because a lot of stuff that have happened, But hopefully he come back before the end of the year, And funny thing is, or not funny thing, the crazy thing is, did not his long hiatus. His long hiatus for but for live streaming was 9 months. Oh yeah. He had a 9-month hiatus one time. And that was a couple of years ago. And it was before Holly died. but it did crazy. Hopefully, he does a live stream because we got a whole bunch of stuff he need to catch up on that we all need to talk about.
Yeah, true.
I know, like even the revitalization, and with Texas Central coming right back from the ashes,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like Texas Central, the thing that I'll be on it about. Now that Amtrak is partnering up and helping, we can count Texas Central at good a much safe, if you know what I mean. But yeah. But I'm going to get ready to go to bed, Brightline. So talk to you later, bud.
I'll talk to you later. Oh, and please like and subscribe.
I hope y'all enjoyed the live stream. Please like and subscribe, and I hope everybody have a great night.
Rock and roll.
And happy Labor Day. Bye, guys.
You too.